I have to bring this up because I think we got this same article sent to us probably 3 times in less than 24 hours. So, you got to love what feminism is really bringing home to roost here.
Yes.
Female boxer yells, "This is unjust," and falls to her knees in tears as she quits fight after biological male Olympic opponent Imane Khelif. Imane Khelif after just 46 seconds following 2 powerful punches.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
I love how this is a Daily Mail. Fucking shame on you for this. A boxer deemed a biological male.
No.
I'm sorry, what?
All right. Let's just be honest here.
You don't deem.
If you grow up as a man, you're enjoying a lifetime of the benefits of the master hormone testosterone. Yes. And you will have a bigger heart, you have more muscle mass, you have bigger lungs. I mean, you're built for hunting and combat. And then all of a sudden, you get a wild hair up your ass, and you're like, you know what? I was born in the wrong body.
Yeah.
And I feel like a woman today. And maybe you go on some stuff that suppresses your testosterone. It doesn't matter because the frame of the body was built under testosterone.
Yeah.
So you're going against a woman who never had that advantage. And you literally, this is an Olympic level boxer. Granted, she's a female. I've seen Olympic level boxers that are female, and they're pretty formidable against other women. And I would dare say against, some dudes that are in lower weight classes. But in an even matchup, it's not even close.
No. I mean, we were discussing this before the show, the idea that if you or I were to take testosterone, we would enjoy maybe a 25 to 35% boost in our testosterone.
About steroids.
Yeah, steroids, my bad. If we were to take steroids, we'd 25, maybe 35% jump. Whereas when you're talking about male to female, it's like 5 to 7 times the amount of testosterone. So if a 25% boost is considered performance enhancement and a disqualifiable offense, what the hell do you call this?
Yeah.
But like I've said, I mean, this guy he's what, 22?
She's 25, this chick is.
All right, so the chick's 25. How old was the dude that fought her?
I'm looking here and I'm not seeing
It's probably
age.
in his mid-20s.
Yeah, probably roughly around the same. And then I'm looking at this here. The 25-year-old refused the handshake and fell to the canvas, sobbing after having received just 2 punches from Khelif, who had been banned from a major boxing contest before the Olympics.
Yep.
So I feel for her, but I'm going to say this.
But
if you bought into any of the girl-bossed feminist bullshit and you didn't stand up for other women athletes when this shit was going down, you get what you get and you don't throw a fit.
Look at the one below that. He was thrown out go up more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was thrown out last year's World Championships after failing testosterone tests carried out to establish gender qualification.
It's almost like there are people out there who still know how basic biology works.
Yep.
But apparently the Olympics committee now is not one of them.
Well, number one, after that opening fiasco, I refuse to watch any Olympic material.
Yeah.
And I probably will never watch the Olympics again.
Now, I'm going to go devil's advocate and say, to be fair, it was not a mockery of the Last Supper. There is a specific, I forget exactly what it's called. It's an old, Greek mythical painting or some shit like that. It's got the blue person in it and all that, whatever. But I'm sorry. Take your drag queens and stick them where the sun don't shine.
Yeah, I'm a simple guy. That was just fucking weird. It was just weird.
I watched 60 seconds of it and I was like, nope.
They're literally, I mean, it used to be, hey, we're just like you. I mean, our bedroom life shouldn't, matter to you whatsoever. We just want equal rights and we want to be left alone. I was totally okay with that.
Yeah.
Now it's not only am I going to wear it on my sleeve out there in public, what I fuck and who I fuck. I'm going to do it in public, and I want you to watch, and I want you to bring your kids to watch. Fuck that and fuck you.
And it's coming into schools?
Yep.
They're forcing language. They're literally you're forcing
Listen,
people to use language.
If you are an individual who suffers from a trans mentality, I feel sorry for you. I want you to get the help so you can get back on the right path, which is reality.
Yeah.
But for you to think you have the right to force me to play along with your, I don't know what cock I have today tea party, I don't want to participate. I'm sorry.
Tea and pumpets.
Listen, what was so funny about that? I'm just trying to.
It's disgusting, but it was funny. I mean, I'm laughing in self-defense over here. All right. I don't. No.
But like Jordan Peterson up in Canada, I mean, they want to put him in a camp.
Of course.
Because he wants to follow reality.
Oh.
He's not even trying to make anybody else change. He's just like, hey, dude, don't make me use some shit in my own class.
Yes.
Like, that's it. That's all he's saying. He's basically saying, don't come into my house and tell me what to do.
Wasn't it Teddy
reasonable.
Roosevelt? Teddy Roosevelt said that if you want to anger a conservative, you tell him a lie. If you want to anger a liberal, you tell him the truth.
And that's all we do here.
Boom.
In a brutal, one-dimensional kind of way.
And the thing is, if you don't listen to the truth, sooner or later, it's going to give you 2 shots to the face, and not in the way that Kamala Harris typically enjoys at the glory hole.
Well, here's the thing, is I feel sorry for this woman.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at this. She said, I'm used to suffering. I've never taken a punch like that. It's impossible to continue. I'm nobody to say that it's illegal. I got into the ring to fight, but I didn't feel like it anymore after the first minute. I started to feel a strong pain in my nose. I didn't give up, but a punch hurt too much, so I said, enough. I'm leaving with my head held high. I'm not so sure about that.
But here's the thing.
Bam!
Woo!
Equality!
Listen, to get to the Olympics,
it's a feat.
That's the equal left right there.
I mean, think of all of the years this woman had to dedicate just for that one moment in the spotlight.
And it was over in less than a minute because a dude decided to cheat.
Yes, it was taken away because the dude decided to cheat,
Yep.
and they let him do it.
Yep.
There's your real toxic masculinity.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it right there. That's stealing all your
Right there.
your children's fucking future women's CEO jobs.
And usually it's these mediocre dudes. They can't compete against other male athletes, so they're like, well, I guess I feel... They put on some Shania Twain, and they say, man, I feel like a woman, and then they're off to the races.
Was it like Miss Maryland that won like the state there or something like that, like a transgender recently won? That it's
I don't know.
Take your pick. It's happening all over the place.
I did kickboxing, amateur and professional, for about 11 years. And then there was a small stint where I did professional boxing, and I was really good at mopping up the ring with my ass. Because there's a lot of shit you can do in boxing that you can't do in kickboxing.
Yeah.
And there's so much finesse involved. That's why they call it the sweet science. You can have a 200-pound dude who knows how to, duck, dodge, move, and hit hard, who can fight dudes who are 250. But there's a point. If one is a woman, you're done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
it's just physiology.
Yeah, listen. All of these female superheroes that are like weigh 105 to 120 pounds, who are kicking 200-pound plus men over railings, throwing them around like rag dolls. Get the hell out of here. Physics and reality is nothing but a cruel mistress.
And she will not work for you no matter how much you beg.
And when she shows up and karma comes with her, rarely does it show up with a sandpaper dildo that is lube.
Yeah, it's not very good news.
It's not good. You are going to get crushed.
Very much going to get crushed. And we see this over and over and over again. And ironically, the people who seem to be the most silent are the ones who keep insisting that women can do everything a man can do and do it better. Well,
you know how many times I've had to deal with that in my life?
Oh, I know. But there's another one here. Same day as the other article coming out. Female volleyball player 17 left paralyzed with brain damage by a truant opponent who cackled with delight after knocking her to the ground.
Yep. Oh, my God.
Good time. Peyton McNabb, 17, when a ball spiked by a trans opponent with force struck her in the face, threw her to the ground, and shut off her consciousness. The 5'11" trans player cackled in delight after sending her to the floor, as did the players on the opposite team, and she was left with brain damage and paralysis on her right side, which ended her dreams of getting a volleyball college scholarship and has made it difficult to walk without falling. Sue the ever-loving shit out of that school district.
Correct.
They
Yes.
are directly culpable for what you're going through.
100%. Listen, this is a serious issue. All right, now, okay, hang on. All right, so I just got somebody emailed me, like, some female Army nurse passed Ranger School. All right, now, let's just get this straight here.
No, not fairly, she didn't.
Listen, I've served through 3 wars. I have done all kinds of, infantry, airborne, special op training. This is the way war works, especially if you're in a modern near-peer war with an opponent that's close to you in technology. Once you show up on the battlefield, you're going to be expected to move anywhere between 12 and 35 miles a day in full gear. Weapons, ammo, all the other horse shit that you're supposed to have. And then when you get to your destination, you're to dig a hole, armpit deep to the tallest man. And there's usually 2 guys or 2 people per foxhole. That is a feat in itself. Then you will sit in said foxhole, and if you get killed, it'll become your grave. You will sleep in said foxhole. And the next day, if you get the order, you will get up and you will do it all again until hostilities stop, you die, or you get wounded where you can't continue.
Yep.
All right. Now, when I went to Ranger School, there was no learning. It was nothing but a sadistic torture session that I watched 80% of my class fail or quit. And the standards that I was held to, I'm going to be honest, I find it very impossible for a woman to pass. There should be one standard across the board. Women, if you want to show up, fine, but there's one standard. You meet that standard, you're good. You don't, you go home. And when I was in the regiment, I had to meet that standard every single day. If you slip up one time, you're on the chopping block. If you do it again or a third time, you're getting your one-way invitation back to Lakeland. Period. That is the standard that needs to be maintained at airborne ranger levels and above. I would say even straight leg infantry. This is combat. This is life and death. That doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're walking around with 2 baby snack speed bags on your chest. All right. It doesn't care if you have the Bermuda Triangle between your legs, which takes people's careers and lives away. It doesn't care. All it cares about is either you win, you lose, and you go to the hospital. Third place is a body bag. And that is it. All right. Sorry about being on the soapbox.
It's all good, man. And that's, I mean, I think we can all agree that when it comes to things of life and death, there should always be just one standard.
That's right.
There's
Same
a
thing with
reason
cops,
why. Yeah.
Firefighters.
Exactly. But when we're talking about this sort of thing, sports,
Yes.
actual competitions, there's a reason why we've always had a men's division and a women's division. And the paralyzed volleyball player sums it up beautifully. She said, there is a biological difference between the two, trans women and women, and there's a difference in sports because of this in the first place. It's dangerous to have the two sexes competing together and just not okay. I'm disgusted by this personally. It's morally wrong and evil. These women have worked so hard and trained tirelessly to get all the way to the Olympics, all so they can get punched in the face by a dude. It used to be illegal for men to beat up women, and now people are putting it on TV and watching it. It's such a weird reality we are living right now.
That one phrase is going back to the white knight, chivalry kind of thing from the past. What do you think is going to happen after you've had decades and decades of, I don't need a man. I need a man like a fish needs a bicycle. Men and women are the same. Anything you can do, I can do better. Well, guess what? We're at the point where we're like, feminism has won. Stand by your convictions. or shut the hell up.
Well, we already see that isn't going to go too well because it's terrible. I think anybody can acknowledge that somebody being attacked randomly and stuff like that is a terrible thing. But there used to be a time when like men would go and defend women a lot. And goes back to a lot of the arguments you make. Like women, like if people think there's problems in the military now with like certain things happening with women in there, just wait till you throw them in an infantry unit. But also at the same time, like if something happens, it's going to be like in a man's natural instinct to run out to the field, protect all that, and then that puts the whole platoon, squad, team, and whatever
Everyone
at jeopardy. But now we already see this in your modern day on the subways and the stores. Like where are all the men coming out? And it's like
I did a video on this.
yeah, well, yeah, we know, but
Yeah.
so.
It was one of our effed up and funny submissions a couple weeks ago. Was a woman just look at all these men. I'm on the subway. No one's standing up for me. Like, are you gonna get up? Are you pregnant? No. Get fucked.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
But
if you have gone full hog wild on the boss babe mentality, and then all of a sudden you want special privileges and you're staying quiet when women are getting their right sides paralyzed by men playing women's sports, I have no sympathy for you.
Correct. And
I'm done.
Here's another thing, and I think men are starting to wake up to this. All right, you're walking down the street. Woman X-ray that you don't even know is having a situation with a dude. You don't know if they're boyfriend, girlfriend, and you think it's going to go somewhere bad. You intervene, and you wind up in a physical confrontation with this other dude.
Yep.
And you get cuffed and stuffed.
And she winds up siding with the abuser as often as not.
That's going to cost you at a minimum 10 G's.
Yep.
Dude, there's too much legal liability.
Yes.
It's just it's as sad as it is. It's almost a survival mechanism to go into functional isolationism.
Yeah, I
Yep.
like it.
You know?
I like it. But like, if you punch
The
that
country
dude,
could work better on that token as well.
if you punch
a good
that
thing.
dude and he falls back, hits his head on the curb and dies, that's second-degree murder.
There you
That's
go.
$150,000 just to defend yourself against that, with maybe a 20% chance of success.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the meat caser box.